Welcome to another edition of James Cups His Way Through, BlendingRoom's coffee offering during the week commencing the 24th of February 2025. If you're new here, these videos of me cupping the portfolio are only applicable to the week stated. The intention with these videos is for me to be able to convey the offering during that week so that if you're thinking of making a purchase with us here at BlendingRoom, you're better informed as to what coffees are on offer, what they're tasting like, and how you might be able to brew them at home. The order of services, I go through each one of the coffees, I describe the flavor profiles, and I give some possibilities on how you could brew them, and then leave it up to you. So without further ado, first I'm going to get into the Dulce Sueños, our decaf offering. This is a really well-rounded decaf. It almost doesn't taste like a decaf coffee. There's lots of marzipan and praline. There's a chocolate-like finish. It's quite syrupy on the palate, and there's also lots of creaminess too. On this particular roast, the acidity is nice and rounded, so this would be applicable to all methods of brewing. You can have this in an espresso machine and all the way through to cafetiere should you wish. I always try to roast this coffee in an omni approach, so that is somewhat suitable for every method of brewing. Because the Dulce Sueños is our only decaf offering, we only ever supply the one on our portfolio. Next is our natural process yellow bourbon from Brazil, the Pantano. This is a single origin and is also part of our core offering as well. And what a delightful coffee this is. Creamed hazelnut. It tastes of Ferrero Rocher. There's a little tickle of orange acidity in there, and there's this really beautiful 35 to 40% cocoa mass chocolate finish. It is such a delightful coffee this year, and the defining flavor characteristic of it is this Ferrero Rocher character. The way I roast this would be intended for all methods of brewing. It would lean into filter coffee and cafetiere and AeroPress more so than it would do espresso, but you can brew this in an espresso as well. I would choose a 1 to 2.5 or 1 to 3 as my brew ratio to get the best balance out of the coffee. Next in line is La Bolsa, a washed coffee from Guatemala, and again forms part of our core offering. What a stunning coffee this is. It's all cherry and chocolate. It's like a Black Forest Gatto. It's sweet and citric, but the citric is so nicely rounded. It is so sweet. I said sweet before, but I can't get away from how sweet this coffee is. This would be a fantastic coffee to use as a filter coffee, but you can brew this in any method of brewing. Be mindful with espresso, there's quite a lot of acidity with this, so preferentially choose all other methods of brewing versus your espresso machine, unless of course you like sprightly, fruit-forward coffees. Next in line is the La Illusion. We've got a few bags left of this. I've got no new coffee to roast. So the coffees that will be shipped were from last week. So that was the week commencing the 18th, 17th, something like that. Anyway, here goes. Wow, lemongrass. Bags of lemongrass, but then a sweet, balancing, toffee-like characteristic. This is just so complex as well. Complexity for a Nicaraguan coffee, it's pretty interesting, right? Like, I don't buy a lot of Nicaraguan coffees for no particular reason other than some of the ones that I get, I'm not particularly sold on, but this was fantastic. There's a little bit of mandarin in there too, so orange and lemons. It's fragrant, but that sweetness comes through. You absolutely should be brewing this in a filter coffee to get all of that complexity. This would suit espresso as long as you're okay with the acidity. It's a really complex coffee. It's one that you really should try before it falls away from the portfolio. Next is one of the first of a pair of coffees from Peru. This is the Veronica Mago, and it tastes like autumn in the cup. There's plum and fig, it's sweet, it's sticky, there's some dates in there as well. If you like coffees that are fruity, but you don't want bags of acidity that comes with it, this is a fantastic coffee to start with. I would brew this in every method of brewing. Be mindful if you're purchasing it as whole beans, in a home grinder. These beans are super dense, so be comfortable that you might not get a fantastic extraction with it. So therefore, maybe go with brewed coffee. Delightful, absolutely delightful. I've got no more left of this to roast, so again, same with the La Illusion. This offering was from a roast last week, which will be getting strides into settling now, which is the best way to buy this coffee. Next is Eli Chilcon, and this is tropical fruits, so pineapples. It's just so delicious. Sweet, sticky, pineapples, there's a bit of brown sugar, there's a bit of cola in there too. This, like the Veronica Mega, is a very complex coffee, and one that I would really encourage you to brew this as a filter. Use soft water, get all of that exposure to those wonderful arrays of flavors. Yes, you can have this as espresso, but my strong opinion would be go into all other methods of brewing first before you go into the concentration levels of espresso. So last on the list is a washed red bourbon from Rwanda called Nzovu. And this is meant for filter coffee. There's lime, there's cranberry, there's citric, sweet Seville orange, but it's underpinned by a delightfully sweet brown sugar. It is syrupy and bright. It is so wonderful. I've been drinking this straight out of the roaster since I roasted this particular batch on Tuesday, the 18th of February last week. It is just wonderful. Yes, you might get a few bits of potato in there. That's a thing that I'll discuss about at some point in the future. But when you get this coffee hooked up, it is such a delight. Please drink it as a filter coffee or an AeroPress or even a cafetiere. I had this on Sunday as a cafetiere and brown sugar came out of it too. It's just a great example of a really stellar coffee from Rwanda. Anyway, that was the offering this week, the week commencing the 24th of February 2025. All of these coffees are available to purchase online. We are open between 9 and 5 Monday to Friday at the roastery, and for the past 16 years I have been at Beverley Market, East Yorkshire, every Saturday between 8 and 4, and you can pick those up there as long as we have them left. There's also the subscription platform as well, which you'll get some type of these coffees come out in the roaster's choice. I would highly recommend that. It's a tenner a bag delivered. Amazing value. Mind, I will have to increase those prices soon, so do get in before that goes up. Anyhow, I hope you have a great week. I hope this has been useful. Do let me know in the comments if you've got any questions. Have a good week. Cheers.